welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. A little while ago, I got in the, entire Kickstarter pledge from Summit, including the base game, of course, the big box, and all 3 expansions, one of which I have not had the pleasure of checking out very much yet, which is Sanity, or Insanity would be more accurate.
That's not the base game?
No, this stores all of this.
Oh, okay.
The big box, I'm sorry. This is my friend Michael Matthews.
Hi.
He's not always a board gamer. He is a gamer.
I love games.
And he's my favorite victim, which is why I decided to include him in this video, because we are going to be playing this together at some point.
Yeah, looks fun.
And if you know anything about Summit, I am going to absolutely destroy him, unlike I have done to other people I have played this game with. Because this is the board game all about mountain climbing, all about expeditions, all about Yetis and losing your mind and freezing to death off a cliff and following down a rope ladder and not quite being able to make it to the top and making it to the top and realizing you're running out of oxygen and trying to scramble your way down while someone else cuts the lines in front of you and redirects an avalanche in your direction to try to prevent you from getting fame and glory from reaching the bottom. You could also play cooperatively, by the way.
For a second there, I was like, so it's like mountaineering, and then you were like, and then people are trying to kill you and cut your rope, and I'm like, okay, so it's not at all like that.
There is an option to play cooperatively. There is also an option to play solo.
Cool.
So you can, very squeaky, you can do this as a mountain climbing solo expedition board game, which I actually like quite a bit. It's random. It's chaotic. You have to be okay with a little bit of chaos.
Nice.
However, I think the game actually does a very nice job at recreating the atmosphere of climbing a mountain. So the core concept is you're going to have this big old map here.
Okay.
This is going to be your mountain. So it stretches all the way up to the top. You can slide this off to the side if you want. That stretches the whole way up to the top.
Okay.
And we are going to be either working together, working on our own, or working against each other, which is probably the most fun,
favorite way.
Chaotic, crazy way to play a board game, to scramble up this mountain, get to base camps to resupply, score points for every base camp we get to, and play cards or resources that we have to screw other people over on the way, or help mitigate the chaos that's happening.
These cans of soup?
Those are food. You have to have oxygen and food, or you will both starve and stop breathing.
If you're a wimp. But
the best is when it happens to you both at the same time, and you don't know if you died from being out of air or starved to death. It's the most extended, horrible death you can find.
Unprepared.
So this is the core game system, and I actually like this system a lot. You're going to have a set of tiles. You're going to be pulling some into your hand, and these have ropes on them. So as you're playing the game, you're placing these tiles down into the triangle areas of the board, connecting ropes. So you can cut things off or you can open up new pathways, all trying to string your way up. Now, some of these ropes, if we find and display them, will be icy ropes, meaning it's going to take you a lot longer to move across them. They've got multiple knots, so they're a little bit harder to traverse.
It's different colors, too.
You also might have some yellow ones, which means you're going to have some other interactions that happen there. So you have different types of terrain that you have to mitigate. You're also, like you're pulling...
These climbers are different.
You're going to have a wide range of climbers, all with their own asymmetric story and asymmetric powers and abilities. So some of them could carry more, some of them have a special ability, something they can do, and some of them are able to, move faster, but they don't carry as much oxygen, or they can carry more food and use it as a way to heal, but they're not very good at, scaling the mountain very quickly.
What are these?
These are going to be little score victory point markers.
Are these your little guys?
Yeah, those are your little guys that you're going to be climbing the mountain with.
I like it.
So who do we have here? We have Joseph the Sixth, Wilma Hesmans, Kathy Taylor, Vince Mirabli, Dr. Bruntz Piner,
Mirabelli,
and Connor McKinnon. Connor McKinnon's like a legit guy.
Is he?
That's a guy, Connor McKinnon. I'm pretty sure.
I'm
pretty sure about
wouldn't
that.
doubt it.
I think they're all based off of actual climbers.
Oh, really? Okay.
That exist out there in the world. I could be wrong about that part.
Those climbers are upset with you for pronouncing their names
They're
wrong.
horribly upset with me for pronouncing their names wrong.
So each person gets their own Nemesis cubes.
Yeah, we all get our own little Nemesis cubes.
Sweet.
All right, the fun things, though, the crazy things that I want to show you. And then we'll get into the big box, we'll get into the expansion, because you've seen all of this before.
Have I?
Them watching this, they've seen all of this before.
How long has this game been around?
So Summit is the first game, I believe, to come out from Inside Up. If not, it was one of the earliest ones to gain popularity.
Okay.
They put everything into making the production on this really nice. Dual-layer boards, upgraded custom meeples for each hiker.
Game, this is pretty slick.
Yeah, and then they realized that, having a really deluxeified game is not always the most efficient way to make a board game
Profitable.
And so they really came onto the scene here with this one, though. And then they've had some other big hitters. The biggest one they've had is a game I want to play with you soon called Earth.
Okay.
Also deluxeified components, but it has maybe a little bit less of a take that, a much more of a appeals to all types of gamers.
Yeah, you showed
atmosphere.
it to me. I'm dubious, but I'll play it.
So these cards are going to be cards that start really, really changing the game. You have things like Projectile. Discard one of your equipped items. Target loses health equal to twice that item's weight.
So you throw your can of soup at him?
Minimum of 1. Yeah. You have Snapped. Target on your tile loses 3 health and descends 6 trail points if possible. Permission is not needed to pass, and the associated karma is neither gained or lost. So if you're playing competitively, you'll be going up and down on the karma track over here.
Okay.
Which affects your endgame victory
points.
points.
I love it. It's like heaven and hell.
Which affects your endgame victory points. However, if the other people don't make it to the end of the game, they don't score anyway. So you don't really need to worry about that.
Okay.
You could spend all your karma screwing them over as much as possible, and as long as they don't survive,
you win.
Everything's okay.
Okay.
We also have a few cards here which are going to be a little bit more of the peaceful ones. They're going to give you some good stuff. Bottleneck, flip the 2 closest unoccupied tiles upside down. Cannot flip, camps, or summit. Brass Monkey, all players consume food. Players with extra layers or those in camp, shelter, or cave can ignore this card. Maybe these aren't. Maybe these are event cards, actually. I think these are event cards. Never mind. The nice cards are going to be somewhere in here. Let me dig for them. So those are going to be cards that you're drawing around every round, I believe. And figuring out what's happening.
Animals eat your food. Yeah, these got
Fog, Foresight, Frostbite, Old Trail.
There you go.
Yeah, all these are event cards. Oh, wow. There's a whole... I didn't even realize how many crazy event cards there were. There's a whole pile of event cards. Maybe those are both good and bad. The only ones I read were bad, though. Wet
these all
Gear.
look bad, man.
Let's check this other stack of cards
They've
here.
all got the red bottom. I'm guessing that means you go to hell for using
There are some nice cards in
I think these are the only ones you've ever seen because of the way you tend to play games.
Okay, here we go. We have our gear.
Okay.
You can get a camera, a carabiner, quick draw, crampons. These are things you attach to your person. They add weight, as you can see in the corner, which makes you move slower and have to have more food.
But they have some kind of a benefit.
They give you a benefit, though, yeah.
Really?
So each one of the interesting things in the game is deciding what you're going to bring with you and what you're not.
Nice.
Because adding the extra weight, it might save your life if you make it to the top with a wingsuit.
Yeah.
And at the same time, climbing to the top of a mountain with a wingsuit strapped to your back.
It's going to be tricky.
It's going to be a little tricky.
That is a lot like backpacking.
The weight over here, where's our weight symbol? Right here.
Mm-hmm.
As this goes up, or as this goes down, we're going to be reducing the amount of other things that we can carry.
I see.
So there's some indication here that there's a weight disc that moves up and down, and depending on how much of everything we have, our ability to be to move across the board will also get restricted. All right, we got these. Some of these have to be nice, right? Rope recycle. Yeah, that's a good one, I think. Discard on your turn. Take an adjacent tile into your hand. If occupied, move target to the nearest trail point. Lose 3 karma. Affect player loses 2 health. Cannot... Okay, not nice.
No.
Not nice. Foraging. All players, including you, may gain up to 2 food.
Oh, there you go.
That's very nice. Generous. Give target at least 2 food from your supply. Gain 1 karma for every food.
Aww.
Give. That's a good guy. So there's about 4 nice cards in this game. That's what we've discovered. There's about 4 friendly cards.
Okay.
Let's start digging into the stuff that everyone else has not seen. Don't worry about it. We're going to be putting it all into this big box.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Eventually, anyway. All right. Big box, which is just storage, or the expansions. What do you want to look at next?
It's just storage? Oh, then I want to look at the expansions.
Okay. All right. So the 2 expansions that people will be a little bit more familiar with are Teams and Yeti. I'll go ahead and cut a slice in this, and you can go ahead and open it up. The Yeti.
Does that mean there's a Yeti on the mountain too?
As you might have guessed, Mr. Matthews, there might be at the top of the mountain...
at the top?
Yeah, an abominable snowman.
Abominable?
He might be coming down the mountain in your direction. He might be breaking ropes, throwing snowballs, and plummeting you off the side of the cliff. And your friend might be able to direct him, kind of, or redirect him in your direction. Yeah, it's quite lovely.
Oh, this has extra characters in it.
Yeah, so each one of these is going to have some extra characters and some core mechanics that get added to the game.
A bunch of extra characters.
Who do you got? Show the artwork off.
Towns Island, Trev Titan, Towns Islands.
We got bridges, some rope ladders to pull on.
Rope ladders? Okay. And then you got Joe Mirabelli.
Okay. Here's your
Wasn't there another character with the last name Mirabelli?
Not sure.
Yes, there was. Hold on. Look at that. Vince Mirabelli. They must be related.
Supports the idea that they might be related.
Yep.
Abominable Snowman.
Why is it always got to be bad? I like the guy in Monsters Incorporated who makes yellow snow cones for everybody. He's a sweetheart.
We got a few more characters here as well.
Oh, wow.
We got Greg Brownie and Danny Fang.
Greg Brown. I think that ended with an N.
So
I like their style.
The artwork's cool, isn't
it? Yeah,
it?
The baggy pants, like 90s kind of.
We got a few more items here. Wolf Scent, Kevlar.
Wolf Scent. I love that it's a yellow jar.
Yeah. Piggyback, Nap Time. More good things. And more, more events.
Are those for the Yeti?
For the Yeti, yeah. Hunting.
Wow.
Immediately move the Yeti 2 intersections towards the player with the lowest
As if this game
karma.
doesn't sound hard enough.
The Yeti, I'm not sure, but I think you have to play teams to beat the Yeti. I have never survived a mountain with a Yeti on it.
Okay.
Both in real life and in this game.
So it's have you beaten it in co-op before then?
Yeah.
Okay, it's doable.
It is doable. It is not overly doable.
I like that.
Game overview.
Okay.
As if Summit wasn't deadly enough, the Yeti expansion brings a new level of excitement and distress to your expedition. As you and your friends, your rivals are stalked across the frozen landscape by an unrelenting foe. The Yeti expansion and components can be used with the base game. Go ahead and grab this teamwork expansion here, because this one adds not only new players, but a new...
Well, I already pulled some of those out. That's where these guys came.
Game mode, I believe. Let's see here. The team's expansion and components can be used with base game, with or without the Yeti expansion, in either game mode, competitive or cooperative. If you like to use these components without playing as teams, remove all cards with the team in the lower left-hand corner. Divided ladders evenly for drafting. When not using ladders, remove cards with the L in the lower left-hand corner. This offers a new mode of play, as well as new cards, new characters, and a new playable tile type. Ladders. Ladders are square tiles that allow players to traverse terrain more quickly and get out of difficult situations. They can be played on open game board spaces, over triangular tiles, and in a combination of 2 tiles and open game board spaces. So they open up the board a lot more. Then, players can create teams of 2 or 3 players by choice or at random. With an odd number of players, it is recommended for the players with experience to make up the shorthanded team. So this is where you're working together, but against other players at the same time.
I see. So there's 2 teams, so you have like co-op versus co-op.
You're still hurting each other.
Sort of capture the flag.
But not everyone feels betrayed.
Okay.
Yeah. It makes you so you can do nice things to some people and still boot knuckle a friend off the side of a icy cavern.
Gotcha.
What are you finding in these?
Just like unidentified bodies, helicopter crashes, screaming barfies. I love it.
Sanity is the brand new expansion that came alongside the reprint and the big box. And this one is going to add a whole nother tracker to the game. Not only is the box yellow, making it slightly my favorite.
Okay.
But also, I like this mechanic because this adds in a mental side of the game, which means that not only can you physically be damaged, you can also be abrasively hurt. That's all the backers.
I love that. I just noticed it on the other one too. That's very cool.
Yeah, all the people that supported them.
That's awesome. That's very cool.
Summit Sanity offers a new track, the Sanity track, and new network, Focus, as well as new cards, new characters, and other ways to die hypothermia, which you need in a mountain climbing game.
Of course, man.
Each player has a Sanity board, which they use to track their focus and their sanity and their overall mental health. So these boards now get added into the game. It does up the complexity a little bit, but you're going to be sacrificing things as different parts of your brain shut down. So, like, your ability to move shuts down, so you get a little bit more heavy.
Wow.
Your ability to, like, consume food or get nutrition shuts down. So all of these little neural networks, I think I added upside down.
I was going to say, that was upside down.
All of these little neural networks start breaking as you climb.
Oh, I see.
And you have to decide what you're going to allow to fall apart because something's going out the window.
And I'm assuming you want to try and balance that with
your skills, your natural instincts,
and then also with like I'm the fire starter and like all these extra things that you can get. So these must like either help or hinder.
They'll modify certain areas of your mental pathway. Yes, you can
be... Sweet. I love this.
If you have a mask with you,
I want to wear the mask. This is cool, man. Yeah, I would totally play this with you.
With all the expansions, it's got so much chaos going on.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love this expansion in particularly, not only because it's dealing with insanity, which is just a mechanic that I always find fascinating in games, but also because it takes a bit of the chaos and gives you a little bit more control over it. You got a little bit more strategy that you have to incorporate. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you're just doing the Yeti and the base game, it can feel at some points to be a little overwhelming.
The Yeti can?
Yeah, I mean the Yeti's just mean. He just designed him to be mean, I think. I'm not sure, and I don't want to say that about Connor, the designer of of this game.
He just wanted to torture people.
I think he's just a bad guy. Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't.
Look at then he puts cards in here like this.
Yeah, feel good.
Yeah,
one of them.
Like that.
One of them. Eye twitch. Good. There you go. Good. Yeah. There's you feel pain. a little twinge in the side of your eye.
Oh, but here you could be a superhuman with a twitchy eye.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Who feels good and has hot flashes.
Yeah, good.
I want to play this.
I think you're already realizing one of the things I love. The story you tell.
Yeah.
While your character's suffering all these things is remarkable.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like I specifically,
it looks like there's just a ton that could happen.
I specifically remember West sending a Yeti in my direction and just laughing maniacally as it barreled through me and ripped me off the rope.
That's awesome.
Like, it was great, but
it made you mad.
It happened. All right, Summit the big box. So this is where everything is going to be stored. Yeah, I haven't actually seen it here, so I'm excited to check this out. We have a flare gun.
Okay.
Discard any time to choose. Remove a token from the board. Move the Yeti 4. Roll the weather dice. Wow. So the flare gun is just a big
That's
old
awesome.
Do everything. Oh. We're actually getting some miniatures. I didn't realize this stuff was coming in here.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, we've got location markers. We've got goggles. We've got food and supplies that pop down on the board.
Oxygen.
So these are going to replace some of the tokens that we have on the table.
We could use this in our other game that we're learning right now.
That's awesome. Oh, dude. You're going to like this.
No, I'm not. Don't tell me what I like.
Come here. Give me your hand.
What? Oh! Oh! That's hefty.
Didn't I tell you at the beginning of this, the company made a name for themselves by deluxifying a game that, and now they're just doubling down. They're being arrogant now.
Like, you could totally wreck your table with these.
I mean, you could dent your table. You absolutely could dent your table.
Need a dice tray for these guys. These are heavy. Wow.
We got little
look at that.
Acrylic standees of each of our characters.
I do kind of like the little colorful meeples, but those are cool too.
I'm gonna be kind of the Debbie Downer on this. I agree with you.
The meeples are cute,
I'm a big fan of abstract wooden pieces.
Yeah.
Now, if you had miniatures versus acrylics, I would go acrylics every day.
You think?
I like artwork. I like being able to see it. However...
Oh, yeah. Versus... Okay, I see what you're saying.
Versus miniatures. All right, so inside here, let's see what else we got in here. Looks like we got a playmat. That's exciting.
Oh, so this is just the board, but on a neoprene.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
And then we got a sideboard.
Oh, okay.
So we got the neoprene playmat, and then we got a double-layered sideboard.
Yep.
Depending on what game you're playing, you'll include it on the side of the game board.
That's crafty.
That's very convenient. And then places to organize all of your different expansions. A nice, helpful indicator here on the side that shows us how to put everything away.
Nice.
I dig that. This is really nice. And I wasn't expecting. I don't know if I just didn't pay attention or not.
You said this is like their first game?
I think this is the first game Inside Out put out. Now, they have a lot of other games now.
Right.
But I think originally back in the day, this was one of, if not the earliest one for they started to make a name for themselves.
It's pretty impressive, man. Yeah. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's ambitious.
And it sounds like fun.
And this is the version of it. This is what the designer, the publisher, kind of always wanted to get to.
Cool. And
you start off with that, the little box, right? You start off with what you can sell to people.
Yeah.
And then as you're more successful and they fall in love with your game, you're just like, fine.
You
want a Yeti? Yeah. Let's do a Yeti. You want to go insane and have hypothermia? Here you go. You want a giant box full of cool little acrylic miniatures and 2 metal freaking dice to determine what horrible thing is going to happen to you? Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, this is cool, man. This is pretty impressive. I'm excited.
Now, for those of the people that are watching that are like, there goes Jesse again talking the entire video.
Yeah.
I get comments like that.
Okay.
This is the unboxing that I knew about.
Yeah.
So we're opening up
a game that I really want to play.
The next one, Mike's going to be
maybe.
Don't worry.
I'll try to let you talk.
This is the one that I wanted to scream about.
Well, I'm glad you did because now I want to play it. So I'm excited.
All right. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Remember, always work together when you're climbing Everest. Definitely don't get a long line waiting to go to the top of the mountain and tell people behind you that you'll be there eventually.
Don't throw cans of food at people.
Don't do that either.
Unless you're trying to win, then do it.
Don't go to Everest. It's a tourist trap at this point. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, the odds of death are higher than playing this game. And this game's it's not a perfect record.
I heard it's like a Disney line now.
It really is.
From like the bottom to the top.
Yeah, so it really is. That's not fun. No, it's not fun at all.
No.
Not fun. But this game is.
We'll
see you later.